Welcome into the show, Tolos. It's Friday. We've made it all the way till day number 5 of the show. Always an exciting time to have you along with us. 844-326-3663. Cole, you and I are going to be in the presence of Mario Cristobal Wednesday of next week. Wednesday of next week. Probably our only bet. No disrespect to Tony Elliott, but probably our only bet of a head coach in the ACC that has not won a national title that we feel very well could be on the brink of winning one day. So will we be in the presence of the next first-time national championship winner Wednesday of next week as we're live from ACC kickoff at the Hilton Charlotte Uptown, thanks to Kapasi Glass? Or is the next first-time national championship winning coach outside of this conference?
You're not talking about Dabo, right?
He's already got one. He's got two, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So, by the way, I was told by the Miami SID that we should, keyword, be able to get him on. I hadn't been given a time yet, so I've got that tentative, and we would love to have him on. I'd love that. I mean, that would be one of my favorite interviews next week if we could get him on. To answer your question, though, I mean, look, I think last year Miami showed that they're absolutely capable of competing with the best. And a quarterback is an important piece of the puzzle. We know that Clemson in their national championship runs had elite quarterbacks.
Yep.
Miami made it to the national championship last year, though, without an elite quarterback.
You're saying Carson Beck's not elite?
No, he was not elite. and they made it out. But you know what was elite last year for Miami? Their offensive line and their defensive line. And I said this a couple of days ago, they understood that, hey, in order to compete, just like in the NFL, we've got to win on the interior. And they did last year. They had one of them go, top 5, top 10 in the NFL, and Bain. And I think that they're capable of doing so. I actually think, Diesel, they have a more dynamic quarterback this year that can elevate them. They made it to the national championship. Now, they lost a lot of players, right? Mm-hmm. Lost some good players. But I think Miami absolutely is a playoff team and can compete for another national championship.
Big show lined up for you. We're going to talk MLB draft in the very next segment. Also, going to go deep in the weeds with Smitty. Excuse me, Tolos. I'm still fighting off this cold, this sinus infection that's sitting on me. Coming up at 4 o'clock, Smitty of Sports Talk Media Network. He's going to join us to talk ACC Media Days and college football at 4 o'clock. We'll be having some fun with this topic at 4:22, and you can go ahead and get in on this as well if you want to go ahead and seed right now. Cole, what high school gym class game got the most heated in your high school gym? Now, some of our Tolos were probably homeschooled. Not me, not you. We all went to public school.
Went to real school,
but,
right?
We
actually got an education, is what you're saying.
Well, we get different kinds of educations.
We're going down that road?
Different kinds of educations, right?
That'll get the phone lines lit up, right?
But what high school gym class game got the most heated for you in your school? And, oh boy, Scotty Scheffler broke a record, but not a good one. That one's coming up at 5 o'clock. But, Cole, there's a handful of coaches right now who I think are probably on the brink of winning national championships. And I think some of these guys, I wouldn't say most of these guys because most of them probably won't, but some of these guys will probably win a national championship at some point in their career. Marcus Freeman, Mario Cristobal, Dan Lanning, Steve Sarkisian, Lane Kiffin, Brent Venables, handful of other guys very well could win a national championship based on where they are, the kind of resources that they're going to have on an annual basis. Who do you like, Cole, as the next first-time national championship winning coach? A lot of these guys have been close, and a lot of these guys, like I said, they have the resources. They're in a conference that sets them up well to get into the college football playoff in most seasons at a school that is hungry for titles, that is spending at the requisite level. Who do you think gets it done first?
Well, let's first establish that there are only 4 active FBS head coaches who have won a national championship. 4.
Yeah,
that's
Kirby
it.
can't win them all.
He can't win them all.
He's still a youngish guy who's going to be coaching for a while.
Kirby at Georgia, Dabo at Clemson, Ryan Day at Ohio State, And last year, Kurt Signetti at Indiana.
That's a stat that is mind-boggling.
Or only 4?
Only 4.
Only 4. That is
wow.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, you go back and look, some of these coaches, especially in other leagues and professional leagues, you win and you're gone in a few. I mean, Ed Orgeron won a national championship and was fired in 2 years. So it's part of it. So I love the question. I think there's a couple of coaches there that would be interesting to me. I'm going to go with the easy one to start. And I've got a few, but I'm going to go with Steve Sarkisian out of the gate.
Gets it first.
Yeah, I think so. And the reason I say that is if Steve Sarkisian can use Arch Manning to elevate the team to a place where they're good enough. How do I say this? I think, let me back up. I think Texas this year will be good enough in a lot of areas to win a lot of games. But I think you saw last year, if this makes sense, Diesel, I think at times last year with Texas, you saw them at good, but they weren't at great. So my point is, if Steve Sarkisian can elevate the quarterback play, and he does have a Manning playing quarterback, so you'd think he could be able to do that or would be able to do that, right? Texas has got the foundation. They've got dudes. They've got a good interior offensive line, good receivers, good running back. But guess what? Sometimes you have to elevate your quarterback play. A couple of weeks ago, we went through, and Arch wasn't statistically near the top of the country last year. If Sarkisian can elevate his quarterback play with that ready-made team, I know it's the easy answer to start, but I think Texas is in a very good position to compete for a national championship if the quarterback play can be better.
Preseason number 4, so unless disaster strikes cold, they're going to be right there within striking distance pretty much all season. Doesn't really matter what happens in week number 2 against Ohio State because they still have a long time in the full SEC schedule to get themselves back into a position to be in the playoff. There's no reason to believe that they won't be with a veteran line coming back this year. And with Arch Manning, I mean, it would be an absolute disaster to have the line that they have, to have the offense that they have, and to not be a playoff team would be an absolute disaster. I mean, that would mean probably losing to Ohio State, losing in Dallas against Oklahoma, losing against probably Ole Miss, at LSU and Texas A&M to end the season.
Yeah.
That's what it would take to keep them out, I think.
And look, here's the reality of it, Diesel. They went 10-3 a season ago, and they do return, 9 offensive starters? Is that right? Is that what you're seeing on the field still?
What this means is 6 were with them last year. 3 additional non-Texas starters came out of the portal.
So it's pretty good.
So, yes,
pretty
nine
pretty
starters.
High. And a pretty good amount on defense as well. Keeping the core. And look, my point is about Arch, they went 10-3. And you go back and look at those 3 losses. I remember the very first game of the season against Ohio State, Arch Manning was not good.
Right.
And I know this sounds a little bit out there to say, well, if their quarterback's better, they're a national championship team. But I think it's that simple with Texas. I think it's that simple. If their quarterback plays better this year, I think they're competing for, maybe playing for, or winning a national title. They've got the dudes. They've got a very good head coach who's proven himself, Diesel, in college football. But the quarterback was not good last year. He wasn't horrible, but he's got to be better. And that's my point. If Arch is better, if Arch elevates his game, you're telling me that you don't think this team can be playing for a national championship? I believe so.
But Arch had elevated by the time they got to sort of the back end of that season when they got absolutely boat raced at Georgia. I mean, these are the kinds of opponents that you have to be able to beat
no doubt,
to win a national championship. And they got beat by 25 points on the road at Georgia last year. And by that point of the season, Arch had gotten better. They spanked Oklahoma. They needed a really tight 3-point victory on the road at Kentucky, a close win at Mississippi State. They were going through their paces at that point of the season. They were winning games. That's really ultimately all that matters. But against those teams, Cole, you have to find that extra gear to where you can put boot to throat and beat those teams handily if you want to be able to take on the best of the best.
You do. There's no doubt. But look at those 2 losses, Florida and Ohio State. They lost to Florida by, 8 points?
Mhm.
They lost to Ohio State by 7. So they're that close to being a one-loss team last year. A couple of possessions, unlike Dabo
And
here.
one more is the Michigan game. That was a bowl game. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think last year they had a couple of games where they felt like they let them get away. Now, to your point about the Georgia game, that game was not competitive. 35-10, Georgia spanked them, right? It was in Athens. Now, Georgia comes to Texas this year. We'll see what that game looks like in Austin, right? That's going to be a little bit different of environment in Austin compared to timeout. I'm mistaken. There's no let me look at this again. There's no Georgia. There's no Georgia
Not
on this
this year.
schedule. So I was about to say Georgia comes to Austin. No, they don't. They do not play. So of course they play Ohio State again. That was a 2-year deal, but Georgia and Texas do not play this year. So the team that they got beat by pretty good last year, not on the schedule.
Yeah.
Boy, you talk about a big boost. That's a huge part of it. If they don't have to play Georgia, by the way, Phil still has Georgia to pick the finish 1, Texas pick the finish 2, and the number 1 team. If the number 1 team's not playing the number 2 team, you could say, okay, Atlanta, there's your possibly SEC championship between Texas and Georgia.
I got no reason to believe that Texas probably doesn't get 10 wins again this season in the regular season. Texas State, Ohio State, UTSA, on the road at Tennessee, bye week, Oklahoma in Dallas, Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, all those home games, by the way, at Missouri, at LSU, Arkansas, and at Texas A&M.
Couple tough ones.
Yeah, it gets tough the back half of that season. And you know, think about it at that point, Lane Kiffin at LSU will have found some sort of a stride.
Hopefully.
If it takes them a little while to get going, they will have found that stride with Sam Leavitt by the end of the season.
If you had to pick today, Texas versus Ohio State, which, by the way, is weird this year. It's the second game. Remember last year was the first game of the year. We opened up with Clemson LSU at night and Ohio State Texas during the day. If you had to pick the winner of that game right now, would you lean more Texas or Ohio State?
Oh, let's see what Ohio State has coming back.
Julian Sayin
back.
Yep, he's back. The best receiver in college football is back.
8 starters on offense, 6 starters on defense.
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith is back. Man, the game is being played.
It's at Texas.
At Texas. Gosh. I think
telling you, that's going to be a big one.
That's a tough one to pick.
That's a tough one.
That
the
really
spread
is.
on that game will probably be 2 points, point and a half, something like that.
At this point, I'm still giving the edge to Ohio State with a little bit of an experience edge, but not much. I think this is going to be a phenomenal football game.
I think I don't know who I'm going to pick officially. I do think there's a revenge factor last year on the part of Arch Manning. He didn't play good last year. And if Arch truly is developed in a way that we're going to see an elevated play in 2026, then I think there's a good chance Arch plays a lot better and helps his team win. My point behind Texas is I don't believe Arch is going to be as bad as he was last year. Could he? Of course. I could be wrong. I just don't see Arch being that bad again. And if he's just decent, if he's serviceable, Texas has way too much talent not to be good. So Julian Sayin's a good quarterback. I think that's going to be a phenomenal game. So easy answer, Steve Sarkisian out of the gate in terms of the coach could win his first national title as a head coach.
He's you're putting out a compelling case, and I'm with you. I agree that Steve Sarkisian probably gets one. I mean, with the level of investment that they have, that they're getting at Texas, with the recruiting that they're doing at Texas, I have every reason to believe that they'll be in the conversation every year. But I'm going to throw one at you right now, Cole. And I promise you, this is not any local bias here, but I think
Shane Beamer.
No, not Shane Beamer. Oh man, that's funny.
Dow Loggins.
Yeah, totally. I'm saying Brent Venables at Oklahoma, and it very well could be this year, Cole, because they got a top 15 quarterback, a great wide receiving room, and their defense is going to be absolutely nasty.
Well, of course, when you steal signals and signs, your defense is always nasty.
Hey, whatever advantage you can get, right? You need every little bit of help that you can get. But
you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Oklahoma went 10-3 last year. They bring back a total of 16 starters on both sides of the football.
That's impressive.
Really good portal team. I like what Brent Venables is cooking at Oklahoma. I think Brent Venables might be the next first-time national championship winning coach.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all, but I look at their schedule, man. And by the way, I love Mateer. I do. I think I think if it weren't for a hand injury last year, Oklahoma might be playing for a national championship last year. I really do.
Yeah.
Mateer's phenomenal. That he's got that Baker Mayfield charisma about him. He's a good football player. I look at their schedule, though. I think they have a pretty tough schedule. Phil still says they have the number 5 most difficult schedule in college football.
Tough. Yep.
UTEP, mighty tough game, right? I'm kidding, out of the gate.
Oh, the Miners of Texas, El Paso.
But you do go to Michigan in the second game of the year. And you know what, man? I know this is a weird matchup. Like, we don't get Oklahoma, Michigan a lot in college football. It don't feel like in terms of SEC Big Ten.
Right.
But I love this. This to me, this SEC Big Ten early challenge matchup, like this one excites me as an early test for a first-year head coach at Michigan and also Brent Venables, a very early litmus test. I think this is a huge game. If you talk about him winning the national championship, they better show up in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. The sad thing is these games are going away in the future.
That's dumb.
These games are going to be
more conference games.
Right. More conference games are going to take these away, and it's unfortunate. At Michigan, at Georgia, Texas in the Cotton Bowl. They'll be playing at Florida. We'll see what Florida is going to be in year one of their new head coach. Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Both of those last 2 games are at home for the Oklahoma Sooners. I think Cole, though, with his experienced as they are, and they got a lot of seniors across this offensive line. Look at this. Isaiah Signetta, starting wide receiver, senior.
Yeah.
Trell Harris, senior tight end, senior center, junior right guard, senior right tackle.
Yeah.
They got a lot of guys with a lot of experience on this offensive line. I don't know if that's going to be necessarily the strong suit. They're going to need it to be because they don't necessarily have the strongest running back room this year. Kind of unproven there with Torrey Blaylock back there, not returning a lot. But I think the world of this Oklahoma team. And remember, all they have to do is get into the playoff, which means all they really need to do is win 9 football games. 9 wins with this schedule.
Yeah.
This will be one of those teams that gets in.
I think they'll be good. I just look at that schedule, and you're right. Maybe with 9, they're fine. But, man, that schedule, it's tough, Diesel. Like, you don't really get much breaks or many breaks. After Michigan, you do get New Mexico for a tune-up. But then you're at Georgia and Athens. And guess what? Like, I'm with you. I think they could be really special this year. But at the same time, if you told me Oklahoma starts 2-2, I could see it. At Michigan, and they're at Georgia.
Yeah, that's
like
rough.
Those big games are on the road. And then they get a bye to hopefully not lick their wounds. But then guess what after the bye? You're playing Texas in the Cotton Bowl. And then you get Kentucky and Mississippi State. And then you go host South Carolina. And I know you think those 2 teams have split the last 2 seasons. They split. Mm-hmm. I mean, Beamer beat Venables. So it's just not a gimme. It's not a gimme in the SEC. And then you go to Florida the very next week, and then you play A&M the next week. And so that is a brutal schedule. If Mateer can stay healthy, I like their chances. And if they can somehow, some way, for the most part, not like win out, but if they can somehow, some way run the table, they've got as good a chance as anybody. Like you said, maybe winning a national championship. But that is a brutal schedule, Diesel. Every other week you're playing on the road at another really good program. And I think that schedule is going to be interesting to watch.
Brandon Lee on the stream says he's going to say Mario Cristobal is the next first-time winning head football coach, the first-time national championship winning coach, strictly because with all this NIL stuff and what 18-year-old kid wouldn't want to go to school in Miami if their program is on the come-up. Look what he was able to do with Carson Beck last year, who was dogged a lot. Darian Mensah, if he flourishes this year with Mark Fletcher back and Malachi Toney back, I think this offense is going to be amazing for Miami.
Yeah, and Miami, I'm looking at Phil Steele's 2026 toughest schedules. Here's why I go, like with Brandon's point about Cristobal, here's why I go more toward Cristobal than Brent Venables.
Okay.
Venables has Oklahoma, or Phil Steele has Oklahoma at 5, the 5th most difficult schedule. Where's Miami on that list? You've got to, if you want to find Miami, you've got to do this. You got to go down. Like Miami.
Get out your spelunking gear.
There's Michigan. Hey, there's Michigan State. There's Mississippi State. Mississippi? What about a Missouri? Do you see a Miami in the top 28? No. What about top 29 through 56? Minnesota, right? Maryland. Where do you see Miami? Miami, 61.
Wow.
61. So
easy draw.
Their schedule's not tough.
Easy money.
So to Brandon's point, yeah, I mean, they should absolutely be in the hunt for a national championship in the ACC. When you have the 61st most difficult schedule, you should win a lot of games. And guess what it does? It keeps you a little bit healthier than those SEC teams who John Mateer last year wasn't healthy. You know why? John Mateer was getting banged up every week against good SEC teams. No disrespect to the ACC because we're going to be there next week covering them. It's a fun conference to cover, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. And John Mateer's got to stay healthy. Darian Mensah, he stays healthy. Miami, to Brandon's point, absolutely can be in the ACC championship, if not the national championship. I think so.
Could I interest you in the name Mike Elko? Mike Elko, Texas A&M, manageable enough schedule, 28 on the list.
I don't hate it.
They made it last year. They made it in last year.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I like Mike Elko, and I think he does a good job. Do I think right now that Mike Elko and A&M are going to be playing for a national championship? No, I don't. Again, they have a tough schedule as well. Could they be in the playoff again? Sure. But Mike Elko is an interesting one. You feel
the dark
like
horse. I got him as a dark horse
a little bit. Like A&M should eventually break through here in the next few years. You would feel like, right? A ton of money.
Yeah, feels like a program that
I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Sort of sneaks under the radar.
What about Dan Lanning? Huh?
Yeah.
Dan. Oh, Dan. Dan Lanning hadn't won yet. That might be a good one. Oh, Oregon's been good the past few years, man. They've been really good. Diesel, the MLB draft is here. For those baseball-loving Tolos out there, we're going to educate you a little bit. What are some of those, or who are some of those prospects that are going to have their name called this weekend, and a little World Cup update, quarterfinal happening. We'll keep you updated on the World Cup, touch on that as well next right here on the Fan Upstate. Well, we're going to take you next door to our World Cup production studio where Diesel has a World Cup update in our live World Cup studios where we have 18 different versions of the World Cup broadcast going on. And I'm kidding, by the way.
It's tied.
It's
0-0. Nothing's happened. 28 minutes in.
You could give that update for every game, I feel like. Just record a regular.
Belgium scored fast on us.
Yeah.
So Spain playing Belgium a lot better than we did. 0-0 tie, 28-minute mark. Worth looking up to see, Cole, if anything has happened in this World Cup match, to see if they've gotten any kind of scoring attempts.
Anything.
Because that's the thing. Like soccer fans, hardcore soccer fans, they get excited about opportunities.
They do.
About scoring chances. And we as Americans, we don't care about that.
No, when somebody drops the ball in the end zone, we go,
It's almost like they award half a point in their minds for like a dropped touchdown pass in the end zone. Almost had it.
And I get it. Like it's the game you grew up with. We're that way with football and baseball. Like I do understand it, but right now, like again, I'm watching it because I'm sitting in the studio chair and it's on TV, and I would rather be watching this than anything else because it's live sports. And 90% of the time, Diesel, if live sports are on, I watch them. But this is boring as you know what. This is boring. I mean, it's 0-0, 0-0, whatever you go. Look.
And just as you said it.
Just as I said, boring.
Just as you said it.
That was pretty
Spain scores on Belgium to make it 1-0.
Yep, there you go. So just like that, and you have a score. I'm talking about how boring it is. There you go.
They've scored. Now we've got something happening here. But you go to the team stats here, Cole, the expectation for this game, neither one of these teams was expected to score a goal. That's what's crazy. Expected goals,
defense, right?
Yeah, a lot of defensive showdown. And if you're into that in soccer, go for it.
Go for it, baby. Go for it. And Belgium, I guess, are we pulling for Spain because of what?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Just want to make
Barcelona, beautiful town. But here's the thing. Spain has absolutely obliterated Belgium in their last 5 matchups. Spain has obliterated Belgium 2-0, 5-0, 2-1, 2-0, 2-0.
I like it. Diesel, the MLB draft is this weekend. Let's touch on that for a few minutes here left in this segment. Tomorrow, Sunday, MLB mock draft 2026. Maybe, just maybe, you'll have some local products from right here in the upstate hear their name called 1 p.m. tomorrow. Kylie McDaniel of ESPN released his final projections on the first 2 rounds. I do like this article, Diesel, because reading this and reading some other information about the draft, it feels like there's not a clear number one. Now, you've got guys at the top of the draft. Chicago White Sox are still debating among 3 players with the number 1 overall pick tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA shortstop Rod Chalowski, Texas Prep shortstop Grady Emerson, and Georgia Tech catcher Von Lackey. Georgia Tech, we all know how good they were this year. There's not a clear number 1. And when you look at these 3 guys, I mean, they're all really good products. I don't study like high school products well enough to know where they rank, but I just do ask the question, when you look at this draft, does that mean there aren't superstars in the draft? Because maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that you have more guys, more parity. Or are there 3 players that are worthy of number 1? If you go read these scouts reports of who likes who, there's a million MLB scouts, right? Some love Chalowski, some love Lackey, some love the Emerson kid from Texas, wherever he's from. I just think that when you look at the draft, what's fun is finding out who are the players that are expected to go number 1. There's not one this year. And also the second thing I always look for every year is the high school versus college debate, which is fascinating to me. If you're an MLB team, would you rather draft a 21-year-old college player, or would you rather draft an 18-year-old kid with unbelievable upside? I think that kind of is rewritten every year in the draft, and that's probably the most intriguing thing I look forward to with the MLB draft.
Well, if Major League Baseball gets its way, they're not going to have a choice anymore, right? They might have to go play a couple of years of college ball. I mean, and it's interesting, right? Because the Tampa Bay Rays could go Grady Emerson out of Fort Worth Christian High School in Texas, number 2. And he may be a phenomenal talent, but they'll park him in their single A, and it'll take him, a year, 2 or more to work his way all the way up into the system. And man, that's got to be one of the hardest things to be a Major League Baseball scout. And in the draft, you're banking a lot of money on someone who hasn't proven it beyond the high school level at this point.
He's 18 years old.
And then you might not see him on your roster for a couple of years, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the Tampa Bay Rays situation is at shortstop. Maybe they're looking at Grady Emerson as the guy that's going to be their starting shortstop next year or his second season as a pro, but you never quite know. So you're really projecting out in a funky way in Major League Baseball, but you're having to pay a lot of money to get him straight out of high school.
He's an interesting guy. Like I said, at 18 years old, Diesel and Grady Emerson out of Fort Worth Christian in Texas. Scouts have given him a grade of 65 in the hit, 55 in the power, 55 in the run. When you read about these players, it is fun to hear what makes the scouts enamor over these guys. But reading about Grady Emerson, the shortstop out of Fort Worth Christian, scouts have had a difficult time, Diesel, finding any flaws in this kid's game. One worth noting, that the worst thing he can say about the kid is that he's not Bobby Witt Jr. And that's a pretty good, diss or remark, if you will. But he has advanced skills that stand out, as all these guys do, as they're going early in the draft. I just look at these guys, and whether it's Von Locke out of Georgia Tech or Grady Emerson out of Fort Worth, do you want somebody who can be an impact player now? You said it. If you pick an 18-year-old, you're not probably going to see him for a while. And that's why I think the MLB draft is interesting in the way that it sets up with these high school kids, because Diesel in the NFL and the MLB, for the most part, you're getting guys that you feel like can impact your team immediately. Like, for example, my Cowboys. They got Caleb Downs out of Ohio State, right? Defensive player. Dallas feels like that Caleb Downs can come in and be an immediate player year one. Like, they're relying on him because their defense was horrible last year. The MLB is a lot different. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you can't get high-impact guys and they can't impact your roster. College guys certainly can. But I do think that the MLB as a sport, that's what's intriguing about the draft, is you just don't know when these guys are actually ever going to be on your team if your team does pick one of these guys, especially top 3.
That's very true. A couple of high school guys inside the top 10. Eric Booth Jr., center fielder from Oak Grove High School in Mississippi. They're projecting him to go number 4 to the San Francisco Giants. High school kid Jared Greidlinger, right fielder and pitcher, could be going number 6 to the Kansas City Royals. And Cole, I think that right there is one more guy in the top 10, Jacob Lombard, shortstop from Gulliver Prep High School in Florida. But think about that. That's 4 out of the top 10 prospects, high school guys.
Yeah.
And as much as the league is talking about making this decision or potentially making this ruling that'll force guys to go into college ball, they're still willing to take risks on high school players. You would think that if it's gotten to the point where they think they need to make a rule about it, they would say, yeah, we're going to favor the college guys. We're going to favor the guys that have
more data,
more data, more training, more experience than going with younger and younger players. Because I just watched last week when I was sick, I stayed out and I watched Moneyball. Yeah. And, there's a lot of Billy Beans out there that don't plan out to be anything.
No, and I'll tell you this, as I'm reading and doing research on this upcoming MLB draft this weekend, Diesel, Georgia Tech, the one thing I'm noticing is, my gosh, is this a baseball factory?
Are they going to have anybody left for next year?
I mean, these guys are pumping out guys into the MLB, and they were really good this year. They were really, really good.
Drew Burris, center fielder.
Okay, park on Drew Burris for a second. Yeah. According to our reports, Drew Burris is who the Braves want. That's who the Braves want at 9.
Okay.
But ESPN, this one reporter, when you look at, who did I say this was? Kylie McDaniel, he doesn't think Burris will fall that far. So if you are a Braves fan, that's something to keep your eye on tomorrow. You mentioned Burris. Kylie has Burris predicted to go or projected to go 5 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. He ranks 7th. Pittsburgh needs a center fielder, but also could be a curveball as well. for the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. The Braves really want Burris, from what we've been told, what we're reading, and a center fielder kind of guy with uncertainty in your outfield. This is a guy, I think, where we just talk about immediate impact versus high school. He played 2 seasons at Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
He was a sophomore this past season. Burris was. This is a guy that I think if he were to be drafted by the Braves, ESPN doesn't think he'll fall that far, but if they were to get him, maybe you're talking 2 years, maybe not even that, before he makes his way up.
Ooh.
So more of an immediate impact guy than an 18-year-old out of high school.
That one's interesting because with Michael Harris and Ronald Acuna Jr. out there, where do they? I'm curious as to where they project him to go. Are they saying that Michael Harris ends up being too expensive? Obviously, we're projecting 2 years into the future here.
Yeah.
If the Braves were to get him, and if they really want him, does that mean that they are interested in hanging on to Eli White, possibly parking Eli White in left field?
And see, I've got a
Michael
feeling
Harris in center and Drew Burris in right?
And look, I hadn't heard anything or any rumors or anything, and I don't have any inside knowledge, but I've got a feeling Eli White's not going to be a Brave much longer.
Wow.
I just don't. I think even at this deadline, if the Braves were to make a move, it wouldn't surprise me to see Eli White out the door. And I'd hate that because he's a local kid from right here in the upstate. ESPN,
but I can see him as an attractive piece if
he played well.
If you're trying to pick up a talented third baseman,
yeah,
to make a move
He's got
there,
value.
or if you're trying to pick up a talented starting pitcher,
yeah,
I totally see that.
Definitely has value. ESPN has the Atlanta Braves at 9, picking Tyler Bell, shortstop out of Kentucky. I don't know that Burris falls that far. This would be interesting. Shortstop, obviously something the Braves are looking at, but there are a couple of fits for the Braves in this draft. Again, you have to be careful, Braves fans. When you're drafting a guy, you remember, it's not like football, not immediate impact kind of guy, not going to be in your roster in 2 months, planning for the future. And I think that's why baseball is very difficult as a GM, because you have to have, like Diesel, you have to have blinders on for the season to how to make your team better in the season, but you also have to have like this non-blinder view where you're looking big picture on how to improve your franchise over the next 2 years while your draft's in the middle of your season.
Right.
And I think that's tough. But
it is. It's Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the red strings going in every different direction. You're trying to connect all of these dots, project out years in the future, and you just don't know. You just don't know that some of these guys are going to pan out.
I also think Justin LeBron, shortstop out of Alabama, has a chance to go to the Braves. ESPN has him projected to go 11 to the Angels, but I've read a couple of things that have hinted at the Braves do like Justin LeBron, not because of his last name, but because he's a good shortstop out of Alabama. So that would be interesting, Diesel, wouldn't it, if there was a LeBron? There's your headline. If you're a writer and you're a Braves writer listening to this show, if that were to happen, if the Braves were to take Justin LeBron, bam, there it is. LeBron coming to Atlanta. There you go.
Yeah.
Clickbait, baby.
Who cares if it's disingenuous? All you got to do is get people to click on the article.
Clickbait. So I don't know. I think the MLB draft's tough. You just don't know, you don't know how soon these guys are going to impact your roster. The trade deadline may be more important right now for Braves fans because you do need to make moves. But we'll see. By the way, before we run to a break, we have a tie match.
Whoa, that happened quick.
Sure did.
That
2 goals
quick.
in what? 5-6 minutes, something
and
like that.
People say soccer is boring.
I know. What an idiot. What an idiot that guy was. So it's now 1-1 between. Is this Spain and Belgium? Is that what you said? Spain
Correct.
and Belgium. 42-minute mark we're approaching. So what are they go to halftime here?
They go at
50,
45 plus whatever additional time they choose to add.
So not too far off from halftime in this one.
Right. So we're probably somewhere around 9 minutes away from halftime.
You know what's funny though, real quick? They have a Fox, our local station, has a Lawrence County severe thunderstorm warning. If you're not really paying attention and you look at the game, you might think the game is being played in Lawrence County or Union County. Look, the game's in Union County.
Oh,
that's what it says top right. Doesn't it usually have the...
What would people be throwing on the pitch if it was in Union County?
I know.
Some catalytic converters, car parts.
This one's in L.A., by the way, I think. It's hidden by the
windshield wipers.
But look, the city location is hidden in the top right corner by the severe thunderstorm warning. So this game is being played in Union County. How about that?
You mentioned the Braves there, Cole. Let's park on the Braves here on the other side of the break. If you were Alex Anthopoulos and you only had enough money or prospects to go get a hitter or a pitcher, where do you go to set this team up for the back half of the season? We got a little bit of intel from ESPN's Jeff Passan on what the Atlanta Braves could and should do on the other side of the break. Well, just 9 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, Cole, we're going to be joined by a good friend of the show, Smitty, Matt Smith of Sports Talk Media Network, getting a little early preview of ACC's, ACC.
He'll be
Media
there,
Day.
by the way. He told me this morning he was coming. And I don't
It's
think,
about time.
I was going to say the last 2 years, I don't think he was there. Phil was there.
I've never been in the direct presence of Matt Smith. As many times
No,
as
you
I've
have.
been down covered games.
You have App State Clemson. App State Clemson.
Oh, he was. At
He
that
was there.
game.
We
Well,
talked.
I blocked that one out.
Well,
I don't like to
I'm-
think about
you
that.
You did, but me and you.
We
and
didn't even
him,
play that day. I don't know what you're talking about. We had a bye week.
You, him, and I were in the press box. And you know what's weird? You know how, not to get off on a tangent here, you know how sometimes in life you just remember weird things? And I'll tell Matt this coming up at 4:00. But the reason I remember that is me and you were standing in the Clemson press box. He walks in and he's wearing this like silver or white jumpsuit. And he looks like he just got out of a spaceship. And, he's got more swag than I do, I guess. But I thought, what in the world is he wearing? And you and I and him we talked for 5 minutes or so. That's how long usually you and I and him talk. I mean, he's very short-winded, Smitty.
Right.
You don't talk for long is what I'm getting at. But I think that's the only time. And you're right. It was a bad night for App State. Bad night, but
yeah, I remember going into that
Sorry
game
for
having some thoughts that like, hey, we might have something for him.
Sorry for bringing that up.
Yeah, Cole. Not to bring up the Atlanta Braves, I know they're a little iffy at the moment as we head towards the trade deadline. The question is, do you believe that the Atlanta Braves will turn it around with the roster that they have, or do they have to make moves going into the All-Star break? And if they were to make a move, get better on offense or get better on defense, as in pitching, shutting other teams down, because both of those are major needs for the Atlanta Braves right now.
This is tough. It's really, really tough.
Yeah. They need a hitting third baseman. They need to get some more hitting production from some of their outfielders.
Well, you first asked, can they win with the team they have? I know this is not the popular answer, but the answer is yes. They did for 3 months to start the season.
So you're not necessarily convinced that they need to make moves.
I wouldn't say that. I would like to see him make a move. And you know why? Sometimes, Diesel, making a move can just, you know how like you light something that has a little fuel, it just goes up in flames really quickly. 2021, when they made those moves at the deadline, it jump-started that team. So I think you can win with what you have, but I think it would be good to make a move. To answer your most important question, though, I'm going to go pitching. I think they need pitching. If you're asking me to choose one or the other, I'm going to go pitching. I think they need a dominant pitcher because most of the time this year, they've been able to score. Even as of late, they've been able to score runs. They lost 2 games this past weekend where they scored 16 runs in 2 games, and they lost both games. So, yes, hitting's important. Get a couple of injuries. You get Acuna back. I think that'll help the lineup. But I want to go get somebody, if I'm a Braves fan, which we are, I want to go get somebody that can solidify that rotation, because when you get to the postseason, the current rotation you have is not good enough.
Yeah, I can't imagine going into an important game and putting J.R. Ritchie on the mound.
Oh, by the way, did you see what happened today? Hurston Waldrop got pulled for this weekend's rotation because, he was horrible the other day.
Yeah.
And now J.R. Ritchie's starting. That's my point. You've got a 5-game series in the NL, whatever. You've got to have dudes on that rotation, and the Braves just don't have that rotation right now.
They got to figure out a way also to throw some run support out there. Whenever Elder's pitching, they for some reason cannot put
Chris
that
Sale too.
onto ball. Chris Sale as well. Freddie Peralta, as of right now, this is Jeff Passan's analysis here. He's really pointing at Freddie Peralta, right-handed pitcher from the Mets, bringing him over. Good thing with Freddie Peralta is he's not very expensive. He is capable of throwing 7 shutout innings. He's done it before in the past. Bring him over and have him shore up your starting pitching. And Freddie Peralta could be the difference for the Braves.
Could be. I'd like to go see him get Casey Mize from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a possibility or not, but I would like to go see him get somebody. And I know, to your point, you run support's important. It definitely is. But, man, I really worry if the playoffs started tomorrow with this rotation right now, we would say it's in shambles. And we're not ready to go into the postseason tomorrow with the rotation that we have.
Yeah.
Maybe things will change, but
I know this wouldn't be his call, obviously, if the Tigers chose to move on from him, but Tarek Skubal sounds like he wants to stay in Detroit.
Yeah.
He's kind of campaigning publicly to the ownership, saying hopefully the decision makers see that we're a good team and it's not sell at the deadline, it's add. Skubal says, I want to stay in Detroit.
Yeah, I would love to have him on my team, though. And look, I don't know if there's sellers with Mize. I don't know. We'll see. I think he'd be a great fit, whether it's Mize or Skubal or somebody else, Diesel. I think the Braves have to be intentional. They've got, less than a month now. Is it August 3rd, I believe, the trade deadline? So we're getting close to that thing, and you want to make sure you have your ducks in a row, because if the Braves do go on a run, you got to have some support. You got to have some guys that can help you carry, just like you did in 2021. So
very true.
Diesel, let's talk college football, even a little ACC. Our friend, you mentioned him, Smitty, Sports Talk Media Network, joins the show next. Counting down the days until the ACC kickoff. ACC Media Days next week. Diesel and I live on location all 3 days. We've got the likes of Tony Elliott joining the show on Wednesday, Dabo Sweeney joining the show on Thursday, Mario Cristobal joining the show, Will Helt, Semi Brown, David Epps, the new CEO, president of the Peach Bowl. But we've been told that Smitty of Sports Talk Media Network will be too tied up to entertain us next week. Smitty, is that correct?
That's right. I will be there, but I will not be stopping by your table. That's correct.
We love you too. We love you too, Smitty. Appreciate you joining us. ACC kickoff over the past couple of years has gotten more interesting. I remember Diesel and I, the first year of the show, we went and you, of course, had Dabo Sweeney and you had some big names, but it wasn't the most intriguing, electric media days. Next year, you fast forward to last year, they had Bill Belichick. Wow, a lot more intriguing. You had fanboy media members everywhere. And no, I'm not talking about Clemson fanboy media members this time. And then you fast forward to this year, you've got James Franklin. Do you think ACC football is on the up and up?
Yes, I do. It's for some of the reasons you just said. I mean, listen, how about the run Mario Cristobal went through last year, and then some of the transfers he's got coming in. You know, he's got an opportunity, Mario Cristobal does, with the addition of Darian Mensah and others on that offense, to have one of the nation's best offenses. So he can do something most teams haven't been doing, which is kind of repeat runs in the college football playoff. We see kind of up and down and in and out, teams having to rebuild. But because of Cristobal going on what I thought was a somewhat surprising run last year, and then the ability to recruit at a high level and reload, he might have kind of a juggernaut there, which we haven't seen in Miami in 20 plus years. So that's impressive. And then what you just said, James Franklin, Bill Belichick, Dabo Sweeney, all headliners, all names that will draw attention. So, yeah, I do. I think the ACC is kind of on the upswing, at least from the perspective of what kind of coverage they're going to get nationally.
Matt Smith, Sports Talk Media Network. Appreciate you joining us today, even though we won't see you next week. I get it. You got things to do, Smitty. You just walk right on past the table. If you would at least nod at us, wave at us when you walk by, that would be great. Who do you think will draw, though, the most attention? I mean, Mario Cristobal was playing for national championship last year. Yeah, Dabo Sweeney is typically always gathered the most attention and the most number of reporters that want to come and talk to him. But, you know, Dabo Sweeney is probably now at least third on the pecking order this year as far as the biggest names who are going to be in the building, or arguably so. Who do you think will garner the biggest crowds?
I think it's going to be a dead heat this year. And now, look, Coach Sweeney is big-time name, no question, and a dean among coaches now. But because he's been there so long, for so many years, you know, eventually people got, you know, not that he get tired, but they didn't flock to see Nick Saban anymore because he was always there. Coach Sweeney is always there in Charlotte. But I think anybody that missed Bill Belichick last year, even though we all agree he could bore a hyena, not a great public speaker, okay? But it's still Bill Belichick. I mean, you know, he could just break out one of his championship rings or a Tom Brady, Teddy Bruschi story, and you've got him, and everybody's got headlines. So I think it's a dead heat between Bill Belichick and then the new guy, James Franklin. I think he's going to bring so much energy to ACC Media Days. He lights up rooms wherever he goes, and he's excited as he always is, and he's hot on the recruiting trail. I think James Franklin is going to be a hit among the media members, and I think he's going to draw a big crowd. Everybody's going to stay and hear what he has to say.
You know, Smitty, when you were answering my question about the ACC being on the up and up, it triggered a conversation that Diesel and I had yesterday about the Big 12. Big 12 Media Days happened this past week. To your point, the ACC is starting to get some better coaches. Maybe Mike Norvell will decide to coach a little bit and join that club here in the next year or so. But, you know, when you look at the ACC compared to a conference like the Big 12, because Diesel and I yesterday, Smitty, we're trying to figure out why the Big 12, you know, you got 5 teams in Texas with all that oil money and Oklahoma State right there next door neighbors to them, and why that conference isn't better. Is it simple, Or is it as simple as head coaches? The Big 12 doesn't have even this might be really disrespectful. The Big 12 doesn't even have the coaches that the ACC have. Is it that simple?
I think it's also brands. I think brands are a big part of this. You know, what's happened is the SEC has come in and taken brands like Texas and Texas A&M and Oklahoma away from the Big 12. And so now Big 12 country, it's nobody's fault. But I mean, if you just look, Texas Tech, despite all the money they pay, despite all the money Texas Tech pays, they look like somebody's kid brother, almost like they're a Conference USA team masquerading as a power team. And it's just, in my mind, about the branding. I mean, a couple of years ago when I think Arizona State went to the college football playoff, it's not like we don't think Arizona State can put out a good product, but it's a little bit like when Boston College is good. You know, you say, well, maybe they are good. You know, they have Matt Ryan, but you got to prove it to me. I've got to see it like twice. I've got to see it over and over and over again. So you got to build that brand back up. So, yeah, the Big 12's got money. The Big 12 has some teams that have succeeded and had success. But I really think it's a lot of it is about branding. I mean, when you mentioned coaches, but come on, it's easy. With the U, we buy it, right? When the U comes out of the gate and goes 6-0, that's going to lead ESPN. These are just the facts of life. And then if you're out there in Big 12 country, and Kansas State comes out and goes 6-0, nobody notices.
Smitty, I want to know how much are you making in consulting fees with Jim Phillips? Because you, Smitty, are a hot take machine. You are somebody that when Matt Smith speaks, people pay attention and it makes the headlines. Jim Phillips is not. I mean, you talked about Bill Belichick being boring. Ooh. Jim Phillips, like, what's the point? Like, you just put down your cell phone, press record, and walk out of the room because there's no point. He's not going to come out and break any big time news. Like, they just signed up with a new energy drink company to put some patches on jerseys. He's not going to tell you anything exciting. I mean, is Jim Phillips the biggest wet blanket of any commissioner in college football?
I'm not going to say anything like that, but
he wants to keep his credential.
Laugh if you can confirm.
No, the ACC's had a good run, and that's what he should stay on. And look, I think the problem with all these commissioners is we just see through everything they're saying, you know, and they, like you said, you know, new partnership with an energy drink. I mean, when these commissioners come out, we all know they have an agenda, and we don't know if they mean what they say or they just came out of a meeting and got a tongue lashing from somebody at ABC Sports, and now they've, you know, that's what they have to say. Oh, no, I'm in favor of this playoff format or that playoff format. You never know. So I just take it for what it's worth. Like you said, we write down the quotes, and then we kind of print them and then let it go in one ear and out the other. And it's that way for all these commissioners. And what I do think is interesting is there's all this, you know, we might hear some commentary on the new playoff format, what they're looking at, where they may go in the future with that. And that's really like ESPN versus Fox Sports as much as anything. And I don't even know, I can't even remember where Jim Phillips stands, nor care, because it could change by next week depending on how good the ACC is and how many teams they could put in a given format.
Talking to Smitty, Matt Smith, Sports Talk Media Network, and Four Quarter Friday, his new high school football show. He'll tell you how you can find that online and on social media later on in the interview. Smitty, when you look at this ACC kickoff, ACC Media Days next week, the three of us will be there. You look at the crowds. Diesel talked about those that are following certain coaches. Let's hone in on Clemson. Clemson not bringing a quarterback next week. Mm-hmm. Is that a big deal? No big deal to you?
Well, it's a big deal to those of us that cover it. And I think it's a signal as well as, you know, Coach Sweeney's probably going to tell everyone that they haven't settled on a quarterback. You know, we don't know what's going to happen at the quarterback position. I mean, we would think Christopher Vezina has the inside track, but we don't know what's going to happen. I think it's a signal for Coach Sweeney that these are the players that he thinks deserve to be there. And that
do you think he's speaking to the players through that, though? Like Vezina not being there, like is that a bad look? If you're Vezina, does that scare you a little bit and make you play better, practice better?
I think it lets you know what we just said, which is this isn't anybody's spot. There is no QB1 at Clemson. And even if it were Christopher Vezina, he hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't done anything on the field. Even if Dabo Swinney shows up and says, guys, Christopher Vezina is my quarterback. It's my guy. He's going to be every bit as good and better than Cade Klubnik was at the best of his career. We just got better at quarterback. Yeah, but he still hasn't done it on film yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know that to be true. And I just think that Dabo Swinney's trying to reset with this team. I don't know that he's sending a signal, but I would say he's sending a reset with this team. Look, talk about reset. Chad Morris is back, right? So this is Tom Allen in his second year. These are like veteran coaches. These are guys that were like offensive coordinators in 2008, offensive defensive coordinators in 2008. So like they're old school guys. This might be an old school Clemson team. If Vezina doesn't come out and light it up, this could be a team that tries to rely on the running game and defense and special teams to win games. And that plays right into who he's bringing to media days at Tui Truck.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned Chad Morris there because that was my next question. I mean, how much stock do you put into bringing Chad Morris back? Yes, the offenses were good when Chad Morris was there. That was over a decade ago, almost 15 years ago that he left Clemson. I mean, does it blow you away to bring Chad Morris back? Are his schemes? Do you think they will? Do you think that they will be able to fit the new personnel and the new landscape of college football?
Everything can work, meaning what Chad Morris does can work. Everything works if it's executed properly. I think this was a signal that Coach Swinney's tired of hearing the outside noise, and he brings somebody back in Chad Morris that he aligns with. He knows they can work together. He knows when they're on the headset, they'll have the shorthand. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. And then Chad Morris can translate that into play calls. Coach Swinney can say, hey, I really want to start running the ball between the tackles. I think we have an advantage here. And Chad Morris can say, okay, well, I have, 6, 8 run plays designed that we worked on practice where I can try to exploit that now. So they have a relationship. They have a path together. And I think Coach Swinney probably was hearing from everybody else that you've got to freshen up. You've got to go new. You've got to go Garrett Riley. And Chad Morris runs the spread. I mean, at one point he was on what we thought was the cutting edge of play calling, but he got younger and he went and brought somebody in from the outside. And I think this is a signal. Dabo Swinney said, hey, wait a minute. You guys, I'm not going to listen to you. I know football. I know who I can work with. And I know who sees the game the same way that I do. And the fact that Chad Morris and Tom Allen are really veteran coordinators and they've been around. I think Dabo Swinney is saying to everyone, I don't care about that. I don't have to freshen things up. What I need is players to execute. And when I'm on the headset talking to one of my coordinators and I'm saying something, I need them to put that into action. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure that was happening. And I'm not blaming, Garrett Riley or Cade Klubnik or anything like that. I'm simply saying that those were hires that were reactions. That Clemson felt like they were falling behind the curve, so he made a hire like that. Well, now he's made a hire, and it lets you know that Dabo Swinney is saying, I'm making the decision. This is my decision. This doesn't belong. The message board didn't make this decision for me. The boosters didn't make it. The board didn't make it. I'm making it.
Smitty, I hope that siren's not coming for you. If it's not, my next question for you, when you look at this defense, you'll see 2 defensive players at ACC kickoff next week from Clemson with Sammy Brown and Will Help, both really good players last year on this Clemson defense. I want to know, and I need some help on this because I'm struggling answering this question that I'm about to ask you. Where's your confidence level on a scale of 1 to 10 with this defense and a defensive coordinator in Tom Allen who's got some continuity now on this side of the ball with him being in the program for a couple of years? I watched this defense last year in person get gashed by SMU up and down the field. Where's your confidence level with this defense that has good players but did not perform near up to par last year?
Well, you're right about that. And look, Brent Venables isn't coming back. That's the yardstick. That is the measuring stick that everyone is going to look to. Are these defenses as good as the ones that Brent Venables haven't had? And we haven't seen that since. Now, I think everybody agrees. Tom Allen knows what he's doing. He's got the chops. He's got the resume. He knows what he's doing. And he made it plain last year that he didn't have the horses that he needed in his mind, that as good as they were good football players, but they couldn't do what he needed them to do, which I think was on that back end, they couldn't cover one-on-one and allow him to run what he wanted with the front seven. Now, they're saying the right things in the offseason that's been remedied, that this is, a more talented group, if not as veteran, but a more talented group overall. We're going to see. To me, they lost some really good names, like Khalil Barnes and others off that team last year. So I think they will be good. And you mentioned continuity. It's got to help that they're in year 2 of Tom Allen's system. He knows what they've got. They've been through the schedule. They know what offenses they're going to see in the ACC. I think it's just a better situation overall. But is it going to be like the Brent Venables teams that were giving up like 13 points a game? I don't think so. I just don't know that that's coming back to Clemson right now.
Smitty, can you give me a coach whose team is projected at the bottom of the ACC? And I've got a specific name in mind. I wonder if you'll go to the same place as I do. That you think if you put that coach who hasn't had a tremendous amount of success with another team in the ACC's roster, they're running roughshod over this league. My answer would be Fran Brown, because I think the world of Fran Brown as a coach, and things went off the rails last year when the quarterback, Steve Angeli, went down. I think if you put Fran Brown, or if you gave Fran Brown Clemson's roster, or if you gave them Miami's roster, that's a dangerous head football coach on a national scale.
Oh, I think so. I think that was an interesting job that he took in Syracuse. Like, if I were his agent, I wouldn't have advised it. I just feel like that's all. And what you just said was right on the money in terms of it's how fragile it is. It's kind of like Vanderbilt in the SEC, right? Diego Pavia was there, and they had one of the best years in Vanderbilt history. Can they duplicate that, or is it all going to come crashing down? Now that you've lost that quarterback, and it happened to Syracuse mid-season last year. But I do think Fran Brown is absolutely a good football coach. I was a bit surprised he took that Syracuse job. I just think that's a tough job. There's a few jobs in the ACC that are really hard. I think Cal's a hard job. I think Boston College is a hard job. I think Duke is a hard job. They made it all the way to the ACC. They won the ACC championship a year ago. I think Syracuse is a hard job. There's several of them in the ACC. And by the way, you have a few football factories inside that same conference, which are really good jobs, like Clemson and Florida State. And North Carolina's not that bad a job. So I think he's in a really bad position. It was a tough job. Let's see if he can make something out of it and muster 8 wins. But I just don't know how you do it at Syracuse long term.
Smitty, you're over there in the Myrtle Beach market. What are the thoughts there locally on Ryan Beard and the Chanticleers in his first year coming over from Missouri State? I know he was a big name that a lot of people were looking at last year as, hey, this is an up-and-coming young coach. Is Coastal Carolina going to surprise some people this year?
I don't know that people know what to make. Honestly, as you said, he was a hot name as far as what he had done at Missouri State. And for those that follow that level of football, they knew it. They knew, oh, wow, this guy he's riding a donkey, not a stallion. What if he had more resources, better football players? What could he do? But as far as how excited they are, they just don't know. Similar to what I was talking about with Clemson, how they wish they had Brent Venables back on defense. Coastal Carolina fans, they still, in private moments, talk about and reminisce about those Jamie Chadwell seasons. And until somebody goes out there and wins big again, that's pretty much how it's going to be. Everything's going to be compared to the Grayson McCall, Jamie Chadwell era. But Coach Beard certainly has got a great resume. We'll see how it goes.
Smitty, my last question for you. Big picture-wise on the conference. We'll obviously see you next week. But big picture-wise, on the Atlantic Coast Conference, Miami, by a lot of people, predicted to finish numero uno. Are you, tongue-in-cheek, picking someone else and just not publicly saying it? Maybe there's a dark horse there. or are you lining up Miami to win it? What's your 1, 2, 3? What's your top 3 look like? I know it's just July, but we're creeping up on this thing. Who do you think wins the ACC, and how do you think the top 3 shake out?
Well, obviously, we were joking earlier. I'm going to compare my ballot to yours when we see each other.
Yeah, please do.
Next week. We'll talk. Maybe you can influence me then.
Sure.
Am I picking? Here's the thing about the ACC. Isn't it like the NFC South in the NFL? Like, it always flips every year, right? It's been Clemson, obviously, at the top, but Florida State's in one year, out the next. I don't know that Virginia can do anything in, I think they had – love Tony Elliott. Love Tony Elliott. But I don't know that you can get that magic back that they had on their run last year. But I am going to probably pick Miami. Who's disappointed more than Miami over the years? I mean, they never get it done. They are terribly inconsistent. But I just don't know. When you load up with that much talent and then teams like Clemson have question marks, I'm going to take Miami 1, Clemson 2. I don't know what to think about Florida State. I guess I'll take Florida State 3 just because of the recruiting rankings, but I don't believe in Mike Norvell either. That's kind of a boring 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
But I've got to take Miami because I don't have the confidence that Clemson can do it 2 years in a row anymore either until I see more at the quarterback position. Right now, Miami has Darian Mensah, who you can argue is the best quarterback in the ACC returning to the conference. And at Clemson, the quarterback is question mark, guys I don't know that much about, maybe some athletic guys, but also how are they going to fit with Chad Morris? And we've learned our lesson over the years in prognosticating. You put a guy with offensive coordinator and quarterback, just look down the road in Columbia. Even if the quarterback is talented like Lenore Stellars, that's no guarantee his first year with an offensive coordinator is going to work. There could be growing pains. So I'm going to take Miami. Hate to do it.
No, it's okay. Let me ask you this. You talked about peeking at my ballot. What is your facial expression and your immediate response going to be if you looked at my ballot next week and I had Clemson at number 1? Speaking of fanboy media, what would your facial expression and reaction be to that?
No surprise. I mean, plenty of ballots will still have Clemson at number 1. Look, you can make that case. You can make. I just made the case that Miami. I don't buy Miami doing it 2 years in a row. They could be fraudulent. Same thing. How do I know Darian Mensah, who was that good at Duke? Do I know if they're going to be if he's going to be that good in Miami against that schedule with those coaches, those talented receivers? Yes, but new situation. I don't know. And Clemson, they've got Dabo Swinney's hands on the wheel. They won the ACC 2 years ago, and nobody gave them really an opportunity in the middle of the season to do that. Last-second victory over SMU to pull it off. So wouldn't surprise me. I think there's going to be a lot of ballots with Clemson in the top, only because you see flaws and warts and pot marks on everybody else. So why not just go with the team you've picked every year for the last 15?
Very simple question for you. Top half, bottom half. North Carolina now with Bobby Petrino running the offense. As far as where they'll finish.
I'm sorry, say it one more time. My phone switched to Bluetooth.
That's okay. Top half, bottom half of the conference for North Carolina now that Bobby Petrino is running the offense. They got a lot of help last year with the schedule, didn't do anything with it. This year it gets a lot tougher.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about North Carolina either because, bringing in however many transfers that was, 50, whatever they did. They tried the Colorado Deion Sanders playbook last year in terms of bringing in transfers, and it didn't work. Petrino's a good offensive coordinator. Is he a good husband? No. Is he a good role model? No. Is he a good motorcycle rider? He is not. But what he is he can call plays, and I do think that's going to be a little bit better, and I don't think the North Carolina administration or Bill Belichick, any of them enjoyed what happened last year. I mean, just the sheer humiliation of what TCU did to them opening weekend last year, that's still sticking with everybody. So I think they'll be a little bit better, but I think Bill Belichick's getting a rude awakening that college football, you can't just go out there with some decent ball players and win those chess matches. these guys can coach too on the college level, and Belichick learned it last year.
Smitty, you're the best. We'll see you next week. Safe travels. We appreciate your time as always, pal.
Well, let me promote what
Yes,
we have going
please
on
do.
because I want you to be a part of it, Cole. It is fourquarterfriday.com,
Okay.
which is a website and message board dedicated to high school sports in this state. And
Love
right now we've got a special going. Yeah, and I just talked with Coach Reggie Shaw. Had a sit down with Jake Morris from Dorman. So there's a lot already on there. We got stuff from Football City, USA. I know Burns is in a new region this year, so we're going to do some Region 1 coverage just for you. And we're going to have a lot of information that your listeners in particular, are going to love. And right now there's a special going. It's $1 trial period, and then you get half off. So it's only $5 a month for the rest of the year if you sign up in the $1 promotional period, which is right now. And if you do that, you get the Athletic for free, access to the Athletic for free. You get all the rival sites for free as well. So your Carolina and Clemson fans can go on those as well. So you want to be a part of this. I'm excited about it. You mentioned the podcast and the stream that we do covering high school sports, but I'm really excited about this because this is a place for us to be somewhere every Friday night, the best games, talk to the coaches, find out who the best players are. Doesn't matter if they're being recruited highly or not. We don't care. If you can play middle linebacker in high school football, we want to celebrate that and highlight you. So those guys that are thumpers, you know, they might be going to like North Carolina A&T or App State like Diesel did, so you can spend 4 years there snow skiing and get
I was there 5 years. I was there for 5. Okay.
5 for 5.
Yes.
5 for 5.
We want that.
Does that mean I'll get to see
Fourth
you at a high school football game this year?
Absolutely. I'm coming to the best games. And if I'm going to be at the best games, and Rob Williams, who does the website with me, if we're going to be at the best games, that means some of those games are going to be in Greenville County. They're going to be in Spartanburg County. They're going to be just up the road from you when Northwestern's on the field, just down the road from you in that kind of that Greenwood area that you guys are actually going to have to travel down toward this year. So all of that, you're going to see me, and we are covering high school athletics, specifically football, in a big way starting right now.
Love it. Smitty, you're the best. We'll see you soon.
All right. See you guys in Charlotte.
Yes.
See you, Matt.
Matt Smith, Sports Talk Media Network. I don't know if Matt Smith will be the best dressed or not next week. I mean, I suspect that he might be. We'll see. And
as long as he doesn't look like he's going into a sauna like he did the last time we saw him at Clemson.
Yeah, that's true.
Silver jumpsuit.
Silver. I hope he breaks the silver jumpsuit out for ACC kickoff. That'd be really nice.
You know, that's what the ACC kickoff needs. It needs coaches with media training to say outrageous things because the SEC's got that on lock.
Yeah.
And it needs people in funny hats. Funny costumes.
Funny costumes. Okay.
You know, it's a very buttoned up affair, right?
Yeah,
it's a very fancy affair up there at the Charlotte Hilton Uptown.
Not Comic-Con type, right?
No. When we come back, Cole, I want to ask the Tolos, I need your participation on this. What high school gym class game got the most heated when you were in high school? And, Cole, I want to tell you this amazing story of how a casino did the right thing. You don't normally look to casinos and gambling houses as doing the right thing, but this is definitely worth highlighting, and it centers around the World Cup. A little update on what's going on between this Belgium and Spain match as well. Coming up next. Cole, there was a game that we played in my high school gym class that I like to think it might be the best thing that I was good at in high school gym class. Shocker here. I was never the most athletic coming out of high school. I was a baseball player. I was a first baseman, which means they put me there because I was slow and I didn't have to run very much. But there was a game, Cole, that I thought strategically my brain was great at. I don't know what you called it in high school. If you played it in high school, we called it Foursquare. You ever play Foursquare?
Did I play Foursquare?
Oh.
That's what we played 90% of the time.
I thought I was a Foursquare king.
Yeah.
How good? Rate yourself. Could you have gone pro at Foursquare?
No, I couldn't go on pro. I enjoyed it.
Drafted,
I
though?
enjoyed it. And you know what's funny about that? When you asked the question about which ones got most heated, that was my answer.
Oh, yeah.
That was my answer. It did, because there was always somebody that made up new rules about, spiking the ball. You always had that one guy that would just spike it. You can't
slam. Everybody knows you can't slam in Foursquare.
No, that one got heated. It did.
Did you have special serves in Foursquare?
I do a little trick stuff every now and then. You know, trickery.
What was your trick?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
Because they don't play in Foursquare, and you know my trick. I'm going to play, and we're playing in the parking lot tonight.
Let's do this. Tolo's
Foursquare tournament.
A Tolo Foursquare tournament.
That'd be fun. It would be fun.
Who would you get on your team? We have teams here. I had a special one, Cole, that it would come at you, and then it would be like a golf shot, like an approach shot. It would hit in the square, and then it would go off in a completely different direction.
Little spin on it.
A lot of spin. Not a little spin. A lot of spin.
I always like going toward the corners. Just let's keep it simple. Let's see how athletic that person across from you is. And
how athletic do you have to be to play Foursquare?
Well, sometimes in school you had.
So Cole Bryson picked on the fat kid in Foursquare.
I'm just saying, I sometimes was a fat kid too, but I'm just saying sometimes you had the kid that couldn't move much, and you go, if you did, you were going right to that left corner or the right corner, depending on where you were standing, and you were just going to put it right there, just soft serve like ice cream from Chick-fil-A, just soft serve right that corner and make them hit their chin on the pavement.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wanted to see bad things happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Cole Bryson chose violence.
And we played Foursquare at school. We played it a lot at church growing up. I mean, that was a very competitive game.
Best ball to play Foursquare with was always a brand new volleyball, right? Because it would get some grip.
We didn't play with volleyballs as much. We played with like kickballs kind of stuff.
Oh, the rubbery kind of hard, the softballs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Kickball, I remember, I don't know if I should tell this story or not, but I got in a fight one time about kickball.
Really?
In high school. It got heated. We had a really competitive class one time, and kickball got very heated and competitive. And it was not a bad fight, but it was a heated kickball and Foursquare are the two I think that got the most heated.
Here's the thing. I don't think I played kickball once.
Are you kidding me?
Elementary school
What?
level. It was a game we constantly played in elementary school.
We played in high school. We played in middle school. We played it all the way up through.
High school gym class.
I love it.
Half the class was downstairs lifting weights because our weight room was below our basketball floor. A good chunk were playing Foursquare, and there was a handful playing basketball. Sometimes you'd have a game of butts up if you were playing outside. Did you ever play butts up?
No.
You ever play butts
Stick
up?
your butt up?
No. It's a game where you would throw the ball as hard as you could off the wall, and then it comes back. And if the person catches the ball, or if they
it hits them.
Right. If it hits them,
we didn't call it that, though.
Everybody has to run to the wall,
touch it first
before the person gets the ball and throws it
back.
back.
We didn't call it that. We called it wall ball.
Wall ball. See, that's wall ball to me is a CrossFit thing where you squat and you throw the ball.
We
up
didn't
to
know what CrossFit
target.
was in high school. Are you kidding me?
It was butts up because then the last person to the wall had to stand there on the wall with their butt up, and you might get pegged with usually a tennis ball.
I've never heard that. Never heard that before. No butts up.
Dan B says, "How about tetherball?" Well, Dan B, we didn't go to high school in the 40s, so we didn't play. You're
gonna make fun of me. I don't know what tetherball is.
You know what tetherball is?
Mm-mm.
So it's a pole. It's a pole with basically a volleyball hanging from it on a string.
Yeah,
and
I got you.
I guess you were supposed to go the opposite direction. You were supposed to hit it back a different direction.
I'm with you now. I do remember seeing that. You're right. Dan must have went to, that's an old school thing. That's an old school thing.
That is the most tetherball was an elementary school jerk. Thanks, Dan. But was Foursquare the number one game in everyone's high school?
I think it was the most competitive.
Had to have been.
It was easy to play.
Did you ever go beyond 4 square and make it like 8 square or 9 square?
We had a thing at church one time where it was like more than that. It was like 16, like they were PVC.
16
it was
squares.
It took 30 minutes to set it
Absurd.
up. I mean, you'd loved it. You'd loved it. It was
Absurd.
just huge. And it was more like above your head than it branched off of 4
What?
square. Yeah. So it was like 4 square you're playing on top instead of like the ball bouncing off the ground. I forget what it's called. There's a name for it, but you had like these big PVC pipes spread out. And there might have been 12 or 16 squares, and it's the same concept as 4 square, but you're playing above the PVC pipes, that go across. I just can't think of what the name of it was.
I'm having a hard time picturing what you're saying here.
So squares, let's
Yeah.
picture 16 squares.
Okay. On the ground.
Is that 4 by 4? Is that right?
Correct.
Yep. So like PVC pipes making the squares, and you're standing, you get a square, I get a square. We're standing next to each other.
Yep.
And every person stands in a square. And then you have the ball, and I can't remember all the rules. It's been so long, but it's similar to 4 square in the aspect of like, obviously it's reversed. It's flipped. It can't hit the ground. You got to get people out still kind of like, it's different. It's
Oh.
different. It's different. It's a little bit different.
The goal is to keep the ball off the ground?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of
I
like,
think so.
was he playing
Kinda-
with a balloon or something?
No, like a ball. I remember playing it, but I didn't play it a lot. Now I'm just struggling to remember. It wasn't near as fun as 4 square. 4 square was
Right.
fun.
It got heated.
Yeah, you got your chalk, right? Or some
Yeah.
schools, I think we had, some tape out and stuff like that. But no, 4 square was the best. I always loved, what I did love, underrated one. I loved Red Rover.
Red Rover, send Cole Bryson
I
on
did.
over.
I did love Red Rover. It
So
was,
you
it
wanted
was fun.
to bust through the line of arms.
Yeah, it was a challenge. You
Yep.
know, you had to get through. We played Red Rover a lot. We did play Red Rover.
I'm going
and-
to take you to a metal show mosh pit, Cole, because there's an adult version of Red Rover at a mosh pit.
Oh my god!
It's called the Wall of Death.
I don't know that I'd be good at that.
And it takes a big band to do this. Lots of people, right? You spread the crowd open. They part open like the seas,
Yeah.
and then they all smash together as hard as they possibly can.
That does not sound enjoyable.
But you said you loved the game as a kid.
Yeah,
It's
but
the same thing.
Oh my gosh, it's not the same.
It's amazing we didn't break our arms though playing Red Rover because
Yeah.
you hold on, somebody just tries to run through them.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
Yeah.
Though. It was a fun game.
Cole, I got some good news here for you. And believe it or not, it actually centers around an online crypto gambling casino. Normally, you don't expect good things to happen when you hear the words online crypto casino.
Yeah.
But this is a great story.
Brendan
There was yes, he's a big supporter. An England soccer fan, 21-year-old kid. This also should give you hope for the next generation. 21-year-old kid who's an England soccer fan. Loves his grandpa. He says, my grandpa and I are we're more like best friends than grandfather and grandson. He decided to pull his entire life savings out of his bank account, about $13,000 US that he was saving to buy a house. And he said, you know what? I'm going to spend my 13 grand to take my grandpa to America and follow England for as long as we possibly can. He did it. He traveled to New York, or they traveled to New York, Atlanta, Mexico City. Then the crypto casino MetaWin found out about this, Cole, and they decided to gamble with reimbursing his funds.
Oh,
And here was the
my
gamble.
gosh.
They found out, they told him, we'll reimburse you if England beats Panama by 2 goals or more. If they clear the over-under on 1.5 goals.
Did it happen?
No, they
Didn't
didn't.
happen.
It didn't happen. But then they said, you know what? We can't not reimburse them. We can't not find a way now. So they said, okay, if England beats the Congo, we'll reimburse your 13 grand. And they did. They came through.
Wow.
I'm just surprised they didn't give it to him in weekly installments of seed money.
13 grand.
13
That's
grand.
insane. And that's insane. These our daily wires are also insane today. We'll have those for you next. We're all knotted up at 1. Spain, Belgium to start the Daily Wires. It's the buzz. 87th minute now. We can't watch it because we're getting an emergency de alerta on our TV. Thunderstorms going on, I guess. Not here. Somewhere, though.
Thanks, Spectrum. Great timing.
I mean, what would we're in 1994, but
Don't they know it's the World Cup?
And we have phones. Like, we don't need. Wait a minute. Did Spain just score to make it 2-1?
Did Spain score during the weather alert and we didn't get to see it?
They definitely did. They just literally just now scored.
Wow.
That is buns. Contact your local meteorologist. This is ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. World number 1 golfer Scotty Scheffler in danger of missing his first cut in nearly 4 years at Genesis Scott Open after carding a 2-under and 68 Thursday. He posted a 72 today. Diesel, the projected cut 2-under. He has made 78 consecutive cuts. Not good
anymore.
for Scotty.
Not anymore. It's down to 0 for Scotty Scheffler.
That's
Live
sad.
leaderboard update. Jordan Smith moved up 26 spots with a 7-under today. Rory McIlroy tied for the lead as well. He went 4-under today. Matt Fitzpatrick is T4.
You know, we heard this earlier on the show, and this is not like a breaking headline Daily Wire, but speaking of consecutive cuts or games, I've got to shout out Matt Olson. Matt Olson Diesel has played in 872 consecutive baseball games. That just blows my mind. I think that guy deserves a tremendous amount of praise. 872 games Matt Olson's played in without missing a single game. That's as impressive as I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah,
for old Matty O.
It puts him, I don't have that graphic up anymore. It puts him, I think, in the top 10 of all time.
Pretty good.
Straight consecutive games played.
Pretty good. An Ohio judge has granted a preliminary injunction for 24 men's and women's college basketball players suing NCAA for eligibility, claiming the new age-based model. Here we go. Unfairly shuts them out of further competition. They're 96 and still wanting to play. Diesel, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever hear enough of that. The NCAA wrote in its filing when each plaintiff completed their 4th season of competition during the 2025 academic year. They had every reason to know it was the end of the line and time to make way for the next generation of college athletes.
Well, all you got to do is sue and find the answer that you're looking for.
True.
Nobody can just accept anything anymore.
No, that's true. Carolina Hurricanes goalie Freddie Anderson, who is the architect of much of the team's playoff run, is now an Edmonton Oiler. He signed a 1-year, $275 million contract on Wednesday, the first day of NHL free agency. Big loss there, right, for Carolina?
$2.75 million.
Oh, what'd I say?
You said $275 million contract.
Big difference. Big difference.
Woo, that would be one fat contract.
You're right. There is a decimal. There is a decimal between the 2 and the 7. 275. How about that? In case you missed it, Mike Yastrzemski was the hero, the man yesterday for the Braves, hitting a top of the 9th grand slam with 2 outs to add 4 runs to the Braves' 1-run lead. The Braves on a 2-game winning streak. I guess 2 games in a row. We'll take
more,
it.
that's called a winning streak.
We'll take it. And
Has happened
one
before.
more for you. Tarek Skubal of the Tigers, whose name is mentioned everywhere as a trade piece, is campaigning to stay in Detroit. We don't want that to happen unless it's the Braves. If somebody else, stay in Detroit. And we'll see if that happens. A little less than a month away between now and the trade deadline. And those are your Daily Wires.
Buzz.
Buzz.
When we come back, Cole, let's dive a little bit deeper into the first Daily Wire that you just mentioned there. Scotty Scheffler's streak comes to an end. What do we think this means for Scotty going forward? Has he lost it? And who might be stepping up to take his spot as one of the best golfers, the most dominant golfer on this tour? We'll talk about it next. And just like that, they have gone final in Los Angeles. Cole, Spain has beaten Belgium 2-1. What's Spanish food? What do people eat in Spain?
Rice and beans, more rice and beans, things
kind of-
like that. I mean, I've never been, but I'm just
Let's have
guessing.
paella tonight. All of us have paella to celebrate Spain's
I'm
victory.
down with that. Let's see what else. They've got, any kind of Spanish omelets. They do a lot of these eggs and stuff,
Yeah.
potato chunks. I mean, I would like 95% of the food in Spain, I think.
We need more Spanish restaurants. There's a
No.
lot of Mexican restaurants, and I love Mexican food, but we need
It's just
Spanish
too much.
restaurants.
Too
What do you mean?
similar.
What do you
Too
mean?
similar. Too
To what?
similar to Mexican.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's too
No,
similar.
it's not. I don't think the Spaniards really understand spice the way or heat. Mexicans love heat.
Like heat,
Spaniards
yeah.
love spice. It's different.
It's different, but it's too
Very
similar. We've got enough Mexican restaurants. I don't want any more Spain. I mean, what are we doing? You got El Spaino, El Spain. I mean, it's just
What?
you got all kind of Mexican restaurants. We don't need Spain restaurants. We need less of that. There are people who eat at Mexican restaurants 2-3 times a week that would probably never know the difference between
Tapas. We need tapas restaurants.
Why though?
That's Spanish
Why
food.
we need that?
It's delicious. It's
come
delicious.
on.
844-326-3663. This segment, this 5 o'clock segment, always ends up becoming loaded up with phone calls, and we love it when our Tolos call in to
Your brother.
participate and be a part of the show. My brother.
Your brother.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, Dewey.
Dewey. I didn't realize that we were related. Oh man, the family tree is a straight up and down pole. How are you, Dewey?
Yes. Since we're related, I get 95% of your paycheck, which is $7,600,000.
I can't hear.
Wow, you think we get paid $7 million a year?
And then you got buyout clause too.
Oh, okay.
But-
Can I hire you as my agent if you think that's what I'm worth? Can I hire you and have you be part of my negotiation process?
Yes, because then I'll fire everyone.
Dewey,
I'll fire the
will you
people that
work for
hired
beer?
you.
Will you work for beer?
Yes,
Okay,
we'll
good.
work for beer.
What's on your mind, Dewey?
Y'all talking about Mexican restaurants, and I went to Mexican restaurants, and I had me an enchilada and rice and Mount Margaritas and beer. But then after that, I got sick, so I can't eat Mexican food.
What are you talking about?
Where's this call going?
And then this whole thing about soccer, if you notice, Team USA is gone. No one cares about soccer
noticed.
anymore.
Yeah, we noticed, Dewey. We've only been talking about it for 3 days.
And no one cares about soccer anymore. It's time to talk about college football and college football.
College football
And college football. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We have talked a lot of college. We're going to continue to do so.
We talked about national championship winning coaches. Who's going to be the next first timer? We talked about that at 3 o'clock. Were you listening? Were you Toloing?
I was selling beer. I had to go back and listen to it on the Audacity app.
Gosh.
Dewey, I think that's a pretty mid phone call today. I'd say
it's-
3 out of 10. Just a bad call today.
Oh, I've just been drinking today. But as far as national championships are concerned, Dabo Swinney's not going to win another one.
Not going to win another national championship.
You don't think so?
He's like,
Mm.
they're going to win 4 games this year.
Who's going to win
And
the
that's the
ACC this year, Dewey?
North Carolina.
Oh, my
jeez.
God.
Bill Belichick's going to be the national championship coach. He's going to be the dark horse. He had that bad year, and then
And?
that's it.
Oh, okay.
Now, the Braves, they play the Cardinals this weekend, and they're going to go 1 out of 3.
1 for 3 against the Cardinals.
Mm.
Okay. Well, Dewey, I wish I could say I
Oh.
hate to let you go, but
Yeah, let him
no,
go.
I'm
That was just a bad call.
I don't even know what to say about.
I mean,
that.
there was no substance. I felt like I was eating like cookout or something.
I don't even think
you know?
he fired someone in that.
No,
call.
it just didn't have any substance to it. It's like you eat a meal, you don't feel like there's any substance there. It just
Yeah.
wasn't any good. I mean, that was a bad Dewey call today.
That call was about as satisfying, Cole, as like eating like one of those meal replacement bars as a meal.
Well, and
it's just not.
I do
it's
that
not
sometimes, and like I brought up Cookout there, not to slander Cookout. Sometimes it's good. I think it has to be after 10 p.m. for Cookout to be
certain
good.
cookouts.
Yeah, and like sometimes you eat Cookout and you just think to yourself, that was not a fulfilling meal at all. Like
Right.
that was just kind of
It's like you realize I didn't get a good burger out of
No,
this. I
I
didn't
didn't
get a
get
good
anything.
bun out of this. The fries weren't
Nothing
good
was
this time.
good.
Nothing
why
was
did,
good.
Why did I pull in the Cookout drive-thrus?
Why did I just consume
I've done
1,000
that.
calories at 11:30 at night? Why have I done
that?
this?
And I'm just like, what am I doing? Let's see if Tom in Somerville can
Save us.
be better. I mean, that was a bad call from Dewey, Tom.
You know, I'll say this, and I think Dewey's got a point. Okay.
Oh,
Oh
God.
gosh.
Now that USA
Now we know you're lying before this call even starts.
is done with soccer for the next 4 years. I mean, God, we are within 50 days of college football on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, and we got media days coming up, and that's another point. The Big 12 media days this past week is without a doubt the worst just performance of all the conferences in the country. Like that was the stupidest thing. They put it on TV from 9 to 4, 11 to 4, but then they don't even show the coaches talking to the media. Like you got to go on ESPN Plus if you want to watch that.
You got to go on ESPN Plus if you want to hear from a Big 12 coach. I mean, you got to be a dedicated Big 12 fan to do that.
Right, and I'm thinking we're going to get to hear all the coaches talk about culture and program and building. And even though it's the same crap, they all say the same thing at every conference media day. I still want to hear them all say the same thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it got me fired up. It's pouring down rain in Somerville. Noah's building an ark. I mean, he is building an ark with the amount of rain that we're getting down here today. But, you know, I want to go home. I want to put on some shoes. I want to put on a pair of shorts and a helmet, and I want to go outside and find my neighbor John, and I want to do some Oklahoma drills because we are within 50 days of football season.
So you might be the only one, Tom, that gets fired up when a coach says, well, you know, our guys look pretty good this year. I think they're really buying into the system, and I think we're going to see some improvement from last year. That gets you going?
Well, you know, and I see where you're coming from because it is annoying, and all the coaches say the same thing. But, you know, this time of year, when they start saying those same things, talk about culture and programs and building, it means we're getting close to kickoff, and that's what fires me up.
I'm with you.
It's 100 degrees outside. Everybody's miserable. They're looking for something to watch on TV. That means we're getting close. And July is the worst month on the planet because it's the longest month. And, you know, we're sitting here, we're counting our days. But, you know, in less than a month, we get Hall of Fame game on TV. So we're getting close. Y'all got high school jamborees that are going to be starting up soon.
Yep.
So you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We are almost there.
Almost there, Tom.
That's where I can see Dewey's point here is now that we can stop talking about soccer and acting like we all care, even though none of us really do, it's football season. It's hot. That means they're about to throw them pads on. And who knows, y'all might see me on the news or something doing Oklahoma drills with my next door neighbor.
Please make sure that happens. Please get Scott Iceberg in Somerville to report on that, Tom.
Well, I don't know if he's out in Montana right now, but maybe when he gets back, I can tell him to come over, get the camera out, and he can record me and my next door neighbor doing Oklahoma drills and get ready for kickoff.
Hey, Tom, will Lenora Sellers still be a first-round draft pick after Shane Beamer goes 6-6 this year?
I don't know if he's going to be a first-round draft pick, but you know about them quarterbacks, man. If they're athletic, they have a good combine, they're going to shoot up them draft boards. So you never know. But I don't think this team's going to go 6-6. I really don't. I think this team's going
going to be a little bit better than that. And I'm still somewhere between 8-4, 9-3. That's kind of where I'm
Okay.
at. I'll be honest. I don't see more than that, but I'm still kind of somewhere between 8-4, 9-3.
Well, it's not going to be more than 9-3. I can tell you that right now. Not going to happen there, Tom. But keep on dreaming, keep on believing, and Tom, we appreciate you as always.
Go Gamecocks!
Thanks, Tom.
You know, to his point, July is a long month.
We need
look at the
national
calendar.
holidays in this month.
There's 5 weeks basically of July. I mean, pretty much when you look at the calendar, 5 long, hot weeks to his point there. And, you know, July is the month where, like, we start getting ready for football. I start doing a lot for high school football, and it feels like I'm ready. But 5 weeks in 1 month, that's too many.
You know, I have a problem with just the myriad of national this day, national that day. Like, nobody cares. Nobody pays attention to it anymore because we got so many causes that deserve a day that you got to like double and triple up. But I fully, Cole, think that we need to invent a national holiday or two for the month of July. One of those, like, you celebrate it on Friday, you observe it on a Friday or Monday, no matter what, so that everybody gets like 2 days off in the summer. We don't need to be going to work, all of us, during the summer. That's the hottest part.
Month of
Like,
July.
we need time to be out and about, enjoying the world and enjoying this country instead of being stuck in the office when there's nothing else going on.
Nothing else going on with you. You know, I will say to Tom's point, you know how much I love football. I'm ready for it as much as anybody. But I will tell you this here recently. In the last couple of weeks, as much as I'm ready for football, it makes me nervous as heck because here at the radio station, you know, it takes a lot to put on a high school football production and sponsors and just the production. I'm not ready physically. Like, no, I'm not ready. I know I'm ready to watch it, but I thought the other day, like, we have a month until the first scrimmage, and like, oh my gosh, we've got a lot to do between now and then. So
Yeah, Cole,
I'm ready, but I'm
you're
not
going to
ready.
be back to doing your regular job Monday through Friday, and then
Don't
coming in
remind me,
here
please.
5 days a week, and then working high school football live on Friday nights, and then doing the Saturday Scramble on Saturday mornings, and your brand new radio show, by the way.
Brand new on 98.9,
Yeah.
outdoor show.
Shout out to you.
Yep. And we even, listen to this, I did get confirmation today. We are bringing back for the first time, add one more thing to my plate here. We are bringing back this radio station. See if you remember this. You've been here for how many years?
All in, probably like 8 years on this radio station.
So you were in the building, though, before that.
Yeah.
So
I've been in
you
this building
probably
20
remember
years.
for the first time, I think in 14 or 15 years, I asked Lonzo the other day about how many years it'd been. I think it's 14 or 15. We're bringing back the Burns Coaches Show on Tuesday nights.
Whoa.
Yeah. You remember? Do you remember those days?
I don't.
Lonzo hosted the shows at Chiefs.
Gosh.
Chiefs Wings in Spartanburg.
Chiefs in Spartanburg.
Lonzo.
I
It was
don't remember.
Lonzo and Bobby Bentley.
I was here when they launched. Well, at the time,
The
it was
sports station?
ESPN
Yep,
Upstate.
yep.
They launched ESPN Upstate. So I've been around for a while.
Yeah,
I
Lonzo.
don't remember that.
Lonzo did the Tuesday night coaches show.
So you going to do the show with Lonzo?
No. No. Lonzo is too busy. He's too good for us. You know that. He's bigger and better things over on WRD.
I don't know how you have the time, Cole.
I don't.
You just
There's
never
your answer.
stop.
I never
You never
stop.
stop moving.
I never stop. So Tuesday nights during the football season, we'll have the Burns Coaches Show. There's a special name for it. I don't know if the name's official yet, but you would know.
Burnsing with the boys.
Nope. That's a good one though. But it is the name that's been proposed. You would be like, oh, that makes sense. What's their mascot?
Who? The
Burns.
Rebels?
Well, think.
Rebel Yell?
Well, yeah. There you go. Good guess. You're good at
Oh,
guessing.
wow. Billy
You're good
Idol's
guessing.
going to sue you. They're gonna come
No,
after
Billy
you.
Idol. How old's Billy Idol now?
He's
up there?
He's got to
Still
be
in good shape,
75.
though?
How old
Wasn't
is
he in
Billy?
really good shape?
Yeah, he's always been in good shape.
What's your name?
Billy Idol is 70 years old.
Is he that old?
I thought he way older than that.
You think so?
I would have thought he was way older than that.
Billy Idol. So yeah, coach's show. We got a lot going on. This fall. And one more. I'll throw this one out there. You think we're not done yet? On Monday nights, this very station, the Fan Upstate, on top of Furman that we do, we carry Furman football. We will be airing Panther Talk with Anish Shroff.
Yep.
Panthers this year airing on The Planet,
Yep.
the station that you're on every night. And Panther Talk, I mean, our schedule this fall on this station is just jam-packed loaded during the weeknights and through Saturday as well. So Panther Talk with Anish Shroff, he has guest on coaches. I think he has Coach Canales on just about every week, every show, I think.
That means that I'll be off the air on the planet on some Monday nights, one Monday night a year.
The Panthers have one Monday.
Thursday night game. I don't know if they have a Thursday night game this year.
They do have
or
a
not.
Monday night game.
So, I'll
they
be
do.
off.
So Panthers continuing on our cluster of stations. And, it's going to get really busy here soon with ACC. By the way, one more thing. Let's throw one more out there since we're just unloading the ammunition here. You and I, not only are we going to be at ACC kickoff next week, you and I are, for the second year in a row, Diesel, for those high school football fans out there, are doing our high school football preview show. Shows with an S, right? Shows with an S on July 30th and July 31st. Remember last year it was wall to wall, 3 to 7 coaches. Greenville County on the 30th, Spartanburg County on the 31st. That is only 3 weeks away. So high school football season's here. For those high school football fans, we'll be going high school football preview the 30th and the 31st of July. It's about to get busy, about to get real busy.
Dewey says that you need a raise, Cole, and I need more responsibilities. I already feel like I have enough responsibilities babysitting Dewey every day.
That's true. And me. Cocky for a reason wants to weigh in. He's on hold. Cocky, what's on your mind today? Please be better than Dewey's call was.
Cole, you need a secretary and learn to delegate.
I do need you know who my secretary is?
You just learn to say no.
Chat GPT. I don't say no to a certain thing. You know that.
No, hey,
Well, more than one
you
thing.
can't say no. You're a go-getter. Go-getters don't say no.
That's right. You got to be a go-getter. I do have a secretary. The secretary is Chat GPT. I use Chat GPT for that kind of stuff, Calendar, Chat
There you go,
GPT.
man.
What's on your mind,
You know,
Cocky?
you need, if you need to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
On the way home tonight, I want to extend an invitation since y'all need invitations. An invitation to stop off. Follow Diesel home and stop off at a favorite place to find on a Friday night.
Where's this?
I'll get you better. Diesel knows where I'm going to be at on a Friday night.
He's gonna be in Malden, right there on.
Yeah.
What is beach music tonight?
No, tonight's good music. Tonight's good music.
Where?
Not
does
casting any aspersions on people who like beach music.
Does the location have a name, Cocky?
It's Amped Up Fridays right there in the heart of at the amphitheater. In Malden.
That's that gathering that I have to go around every Friday on my way
It's
home.
a big crowd?
Oh, it's a huge crowd.
Really?
It's a huge
It's
crowd.
huge.
Well, Diesel might swing by. I'm not putting plans in his GPS for him, but I will say, Cocky, unfortunately, back to the original point, I don't know how to say no. I have an event with Big Buck Country in downtown Greenville tonight. So how late's your event go?
It's all good. It's all good. Like I said, you need to take a break. You need to relax. Join Diesel. One time and just relax, have a beverage, enjoy some music.
Cocky for a
Have you
reason.
had one already today, Cocky, by chance?
I just got off.
Okay,
so, well,
gotcha.
and
How about you come to
My boss-
downtown
my boss-
Greenville? How about that, Cocky? You come
Yeah.
to the country, our sister station 1011. How about you come to downtown Greenville and spend Friday night with me? How about that?
It's much easier getting in and out of Malden than it is out of Greenville. I'll tell you that much.
I'm not so sure about that. I live in Malden, Cocky, for a reason. I'm not so sure about that.
City Tavern, I'll be there tonight.
I park right across the street at the church, and I'm in and out in 2 minutes.
Have you been to City Tavern before?
I have. Oh, yeah.
It's the place with the slushies.
Yeah, I've been to City Tavern.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be there. You should swing by. I hadn't tried one of the slushy. I need to try a slushy tonight. I do need to try.
That's
a
how
slushie.
we get Cole relaxed right there. Put a couple of slushies in them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, little spoon. Yeah, a little jazzed up slushy. Oh, yeah.
Cocky for a reason.
Thanks for the
Thank
invitation,
you.
too. If I wasn't, I'd go over there and see. I'd come to your city of Malden.
I'm not so sure that call was better than Dewey's.
It's just
Was
you
any
just
better.
never know.
Yeah,
you just never know.
We didn't even get to the topic, which was
No.
Scotty Scheffler.
No, Scotty's done, right?
He's done.
He's toast.
Yeah,
He's
Scotty is
hanging
done.
it up, retiring, never playing golf again. No
Mhm.
good, washed up piece of you know what.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know what it will take for him to lose his number one in the world status, but
That's a good question. I wonder the same thing.
Look out for Chris Gotterup. Chris Gotterup is top 10 in the world, and he's coming, man. He has had a monster last 12 months. Now, I wouldn't say monster 2026 because his run started in 2025. But Chris Gotterup, T6, 5 under today, 7 under overall in the Scottish Open. He won this tournament last year. That is a guy who's coming on a little bit later on in his career at 26 years old. I think Chris Gotterup is set up to probably for the next 5 to 10 years to challenge for the tippy top of the leaderboard every single week.
I asked a buddy of mine who's a golf guy that question about a week or two ago, and Scotty still remains world number one. But I think that is a fascinating question, and I genuinely don't know the answer as to what would have to happen. Like, how much does Scotty have to continue to slide? Because he's slid a lot. I mean, look, he's still had a lot of top 10, top 15 finishes, but
Yeah, he's not winning.
He's not winning, and I just don't know how long he stays number one for. What all goes? Points go into that. I would imagine there's a lot of things that go into that. Diesel, I would guess.
Yeah, there's points gained, points lost. Rory McIlroy is very far behind. So it's Scotty 1. And again, ask me what these points mean. I don't know. Scotty Scheffler has 16.6405 average points. Rory McIlroy is at 9.2. So Scotty's still a long way ahead of the pack here. But after that, it's a logjam. Rory at 2, Cam Young 3, Matt Fitzpatrick 4, Russell Henley is in 5th.
So quick search, what goes into like a world number one golf rating? Consistency. Players who finish T5, T8, second, T10 win. Obviously can climb Diesel and stay at the top longer. Winning big tournaments, beating elite competition. The ranking based on a roughly 2-year rolling window. So it looks at results over approximately the last 104 weeks. With recent performances weighted more heavily now, that should matter. Start to matter here soon for Scotty.
Scotty's the gap is gonna close between Scotty and Rory.
Did you say if you still have him up?
Yep.
Who's 2?
Rory.
But he's way behind.
Rory's way behind.
Yeah.
Scotty has 682 total points. Rory has 407 total points.
That's interesting. It really is.
Still a ways to go.
Well, we've got to continue our tradition. Today is day 7, college football storyline. Tolo said, talk more college football. We're getting right back to it. Knocking down the door, Diesel. One more story left. Actually, a few more storylines to get to for this college football season, but we'll get to one of them next, right here on the Fan Upstate. You know, I don't know what the text was originally about in terms of what the conversation we were having was, Diesel, but a texter got in a few minutes ago and said, don't worry, people will start putting up their Halloween decorations next week. I don't know what we were talking about that triggered that text, but I responded back to the texter, and I do have an issue with something. We're going to get to college football in a second. I have a huge issue with this. I walked into Lowe's yesterday. Home improvement store, not the food store. You know, little confusion there. Walked into Lowe's. Do you know what the very first thing that I saw when I walked into Lowe's was?
Is it Christmas?
A big blow-up Halloween decoration. And I thought to myself, what did I miss? I literally stopped and thought, July, August, September, October. We're 4 months, more than 4 months. Really? And we've got Halloween decorations in Lowe's already.
I got a couple problems with this, Cole. Number one, I hate inflatable decorations.
Cheesy looking.
They're cheesy and they're lazy. It's lazy,
They're
right?
cheesy.
All you got to do is plant this thing in your yard and run a power cord out to it.
And you're done.
That is lazy. Come on. Though, you know, back in the day, you used to put, fake spider webs in your trees, and you'd put up like orange colored lights to get into the ambiance, and you would do all this extra work. Now somebody just wants to go buy it at Lowe's and put it on the lawn, and I hate it because everybody has the same ones. Everybody has the exact same ones. I mean, God, there's somebody that you drive to my brother-in-law's house. They still have their giant skeleton, the giant plastic skeletons that were popular like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's still in their lawn. It's still there. It's lazy.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you on that.
I hate it for that reason, because if you're going to do something, do it. Don't just go buy it out of a box and plug it in and say, okay, I'm done doing decorations. Number two, Cole, you know how like you sometimes now you go into a holiday season and you say, it just doesn't feel like Halloween, or it just doesn't feel like Thanksgiving, or it doesn't feel like Christmas. You know why? Because you've been inundated with it for the past 6 months with the stuff being on sale at your local stores.
More than 4 months away.
Like, what happened to like compartmentalizing Halloween as the month of October? The month of October is Halloween season.
Money, baby.
The month of November is Thanksgiving season. The month of December is Christmas season. But if you spread it out all year, you devalue what made the
oh yeah, I'm with you on that. But it's a money thing.
I get
it. They want to make the money. Somebody walked into Lowe's and said, "Ooh, I love that Halloween thing." Now, again, part of it for me is Halloween's my least favorite holiday of the entire year. So when I walked in yesterday, I thought, "What in the world are we doing?" It's July. We just celebrated the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Independence Day. And the next
all
week,
that stuff was on sale in February.
Yeah. The next week I walk in to Lowe's and there's a freaking giant 20-foot Halloween blow up. And I'm just this is getting old, man. This is getting old. So not a fan of Halloween in general, not a fan of them being in the store in July.
I would never resort to this because I'm not a bad person, but part of me wants to just like take a BB gun and pop the
just
inflatables.
Go and plug it.
No, don't unplug it, because then they can just plug it right back in. But if you pop it, if you put a little hole in it,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden,
or go there and just light a little match or something, a little lighter over there, just setting the whole store up in flames, right? You want to talk about being a bad person?
that is being a bad person.
I mean, that's
being a really bad.
It's just
Plus everybody has
pathetic.
cameras on their doorbells now.
It is,
which
pathetic.
you install.
It's pathetic. College football storyline day 7. This is the 7th day we've done this. 50 days, like Tom said, until week 1, Diesel, in college football. Today's storyline, real simple. Tiger pal Rachel brought this up on the text line yesterday, if you remember. Lane Kiffin, not big picture, but Lane Kiffin in year 1 at LSU. What are the expectations realistically for Lane and LSU in year 1? Because just like we talked about earlier with Clemson, guess what? You have a first-year play caller. You have a first-year quarterback. A lot of newness to that offense. LSU, Diesel, a year ago went 7-6.
Yeah, wasn't good.
No, wasn't good.
Nope.
So do we believe, and this is a question for you and the Tolos out there, do we believe that the hiring of Lane Kiffin takes them from 7-6 to a national championship contender overnight?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look at what they're bringing back. They're bringing back 4 guys on offense who were on this team last year. 3 guys starters, by the way, 4 starters on offense, 3 starters on defense. You added that the portal guys. There's a total of 15 returning starters who are going to be playing for LSU this year. That's not tippy top, of the country. That's not tippy top of the heap. A lot of these guys are going to have to gel quickly. You got Sam Levitt, a quarterback that's coming off an injury, by the way, that's going to have to get used to a new system and get used to new wide receivers. They're all going to be very talented. And that's not ever going to be the problem at LSU. But can you get these guys who were all brought in, not because they love LSU, not because they saw the pieces that LSU had and say, I want to add to that and be a part of that. They're all coming because they're getting paid to be there. So the question is, can Lane Kiffin, who was doing this at Ole Miss, by the way, nobody was going to Ole Miss because they love Oxford, Mississippi. They were going because they love the money. Can Lane Kiffin be the most adept at bringing in the highest degree of prima donnas and get them to play well together quickly? Because it's going to be like this most years for LSU, by the way.
Well, I think it will be like this most years, but here's one point to that. Here's one note to that. I'm glad you brought that up about this being most years. I would imagine that Lane Kiffin wants to use the portal, but I would also imagine that Lane Kiffin wants to get some blue chip guys to recruit the old-fashioned way and have a good mix, right? A good balance. I believe, and of course Lane Kiffin hadn't told me this or came out and said this, but I believe Lane Kiffin bringing Sam Levitt to LSU in year number 1 was not this guy makes us a national championship contender move. This was hey, I don't really know if I feel comfortable with the quarterbacks on the roster move, so let me get somebody who I know can be serviceable. Is Sam Levitt going to be incredible? I don't know. But you know what? Lane trusts Levitt probably because of his experience in college football, bringing him. He was a good quarterback last year.
He's a junior, by the way.
Junior got hurt.
They potentially have 2 more years with him.
So I think Lane said, okay, hey, I've got to have stability in year 1. We can't go 7-6. I don't really know these guys that I didn't recruit, right? That you had no part in recruiting. They're already on the roster playing quarterback. Let me go get a guy. So you're coming in on the same kind of reading the same sheet of music, if you will, same Levitt. And I think, of course, in the future, will Lane have more transfer portal quarterbacks? Sure. But I also think he wants to, like I said, recruit the old-fashioned way and build that roster and have a little bit of balance. I do think that. And he's doing that already when it comes to recruiting. Now, their schedule's interesting. Phil still has them ranked number 15th in terms of their most difficult schedule.
Tough draw.
I think there are a couple of tough games, but let's go through it. They're going to be favored in the game against Clemson. You and I think they're going to win that game, right?
I do. Yep.
Louisiana Tech, they're 2-0. They go to Ole Miss for what will be the biggest game of the week that week, right? And they'll be. I think it could go either way. Go either way. But I could see them winning that game. Maybe Trinidad Chambliss win. Maybe, I don't know. That's a tough game. Then you have A&M.
Yep.
A&M's at home, though, at LSU. That'll be tough for LSU or for A&M, just as it will be for LSU. McNeese, Kentucky. Mississippi State, Auburn. 4 games in a row that you'll win by, whatever, right? Then you have Bama after a bye, but you do have a bye week to prepare for Bama.
Yeah, both teams coming off a bye.
And you know what? I don't know that I really give Bama some great advantage in that game. And this is not Nick Saban's Bama.
I don't give him a massive benefit.
It'll be interesting to see Diesel who's favored in that game. Then you have Texas after Bama. So that's where it really gets tough for me. You have Bama and Texas back to back. And then you finish the regular season with 2 road games at Tennessee and Arkansas. I think there's a couple tricky ones. But let me tell you what's not going to happen. LSU is not, and you can even say ain't going 7-6. That is not happening. They're not going 7-6 again this year. They'll win at least 8, maybe 9, maybe 10. They're going to win.
Whoa.
They're going to win way more games this year.
Way higher on them than I am.
I am. They're going to win. I'm just telling you, maybe I could be wrong. They're not sniffing 7-6. It's not going to happen.
Alabama's going to be starting a redshirt freshman quarterback, by the way.
Let's just, for the fun of it, let's just go win-loss for the fun of it. Clemson.
1-0.
1-0. La Tech.
2-0.
2-0. I don't know. At Ole Miss, I think this is. Do you think LSU will be favored in this game? I don't know. Trinidad?
Yeah, I think Trinidad Chambliss coming back gives Ole Miss the edge.
And they're at home. A couple points there.
I mean, how will Pete Golding still be making coaching mistakes at that point? Because we got to remember, they have a mostly new staff there as well.
Here's what I want to know about that game. Is Pete Golding ready for that moment?
I feel like he's a little hot-headed, with this.
I cannot wait for that game.
With all the Dabo tampering stuff and how sort of childish he was when he came out with his response to that. I mean, he should have said nothing at all.
Yeah.
Or if he said anything, he should have kept it more above board, but you could tell it got to him. Like you could tell it bothered him. And you telling me that Lane Kiffin is not going to be committing
he's going to be doing this
mental warfare
Bring it on,
week? Lane Kiffin is going to be driving Pete Golding insane that week.
No doubt. Call me crazy. This is not an official prediction. On the 10th day of July, Diesel, on the 10th day of July, I'm picking LSU to win that game.
Oof.
Could it change? Yeah, it could change. I might change my mind to Ole Miss in a month from now.
I've got Ole Miss winning.
Okay.
I think it's a tight ball game.
So you got 2-1.
I think it's a 1 touchdown game. I got it 2-1.
I got 3-0. A&M at home.
I got them losing that game 2-2.
You've got Lane Kiffin starting 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
What would their fans' reaction be if they started 2-2? I don't think it'd be good. I don't think it would be a good reaction from the fans.
Fire him.
I mean,
they'll be burning him in
how those
already.
LSU fans are.
Yeah. They'll be too drunk to notice.
Okay, here's what I'll do with you. I'll say they'll lose either Ole Miss or A&M.
Okay.
And I'm going to say maybe A&M. They'll beat Ole Miss. I'm going to say they beat Ole Miss and have a letdown the next week.
Okay.
3-1. You've got them at 2-2.
2-2.
McNeese.
That's a win.
So you got them at 3-2. I've got them at 4-1. At Kentucky, I've got them at 5-1.
4-2 for me.
Mississippi State, I've got them at 6-1.
5-2 for me.
At Auburn, I'm giving it 7-1.
I could see him tripping up here.
You think so?
I could see him tripping up here. But I don't. I say they win. Okay, I take that back. I say they won.
I've got them at 7-1 on that bye week. You've got them at what? 6-2.
6-2.
They host Bama the next week. I think they lose to Bama.
Wow. I think they beat Bama. Bama with a at that point is Kalen DeBoer. How hot is the seat on Kalen DeBoer at that point?
That's a big game. So we both have it 7-2 after that Bama game, right?
Yeah.
Texas, I'm going 7-3.
3. Yep.
You haven't losing that game?
Yep.
At Tennessee, I'm 8-3.
Yep.
At Arkansas, I'm 9-3.
9-3.
You too?
Yeah, I'd
set
the over under at 8.5.
So that's it actually might be 8.5.
That's an improvement.
Well, if they go down to 3, it's 2 games, right? 2 games improvement. And I think, like, would LSU fans be happy with that? It's an improvement to your point, but
That's
LSU fans, man.
Yeah, it's a 1-game, 1-win bump.
All right, let me ask you this question.
The amount of money they're paying Lane Kiffin and the amount of money that they're spending on this roster, they're ready to burn Baton Rouge to the ground.
Let me ask you this. If they go 9-3, probably not making college football playoff at 9-3, are you? Maybe in the SEC? Maybe? Maybe?
You got to start looking at rankings and at-larges, and it depends on who they lose to.
You're fringe. You're on the fringe.
You're on the fringe, yeah.
And if Lane doesn't make the CFP in his first year, I think there will be a lot of LSU fans who absolutely want him gone. I really do.
It scares me, though, that they got so much youth at the receiving position. Sophomore, junior tight end.
Now,
I don't know, man. That makes me scared.
It's going to be interesting.
Also depends on how healthy Sam Levitt is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You said coming off an injury, right?
That's it. When we come back, Cole, let's do a little mini audio blitz. Conor McGregor is back at it, running his mouth again, saying that he's gonna whoop his opponent when he gets back out there and starts fighting again. Also, some Justin Verlander audio, as Justin Verlander just announced his retirement.